face China truths.
Across China's major cities, a clear and disturbing pattern is taking shape. This is no longer about isolated downturns or temporary adjustments. Beijing is tightening control down to the smallest details of daily life. Shenzhen is showing unmistakable signs of economic and social abnormality. And Shanghai is sliding into a state of silent anger and passive resistance. Together, these cities reveal a society under extreme pressure, where order still exists on the surface, but confidence is draining away, streets are emptying, and dissatisfaction is quietly boiling beneath enforced calm. In Beijing, control is no longer occasional or symbolic. It has become structural. Surveillance cameras cover streets, offices, schools, and residential compounds without blind spots. Facial recognition is routine. Access cards record every movement. And wearable devices track workers' physical conditions in real time. In some workplaces, standing up too often, leaving a seat to drink water, or staying in the restroom a few minutes too long can trigger warnings or penalties. What was once promoted as smart management has evolved into full-spectrum supervision. Artificial intelligence no longer serves efficiency, it enforces obedience. For many workers, technology did not make life easier. It narrowed it, compressed it, and locked it into data points. This atmosphere of tightening control radiates outward from the capital and sets the tone for the rest of the country. Far from Beijing, Shenzhen was once the ultimate symbol of opportunity, a city where speed meant success and effort meant upward mobility. For decades, it absorbed millions of migrant workers and entrepreneurs, expanding at a pace that seemed unstoppable. But now the city feels fundamentally wrong. After the Lunar New Year, a period that traditionally marks the return of labor and energy, large numbers of people simply did not come back. Rental apartments sit empty, streets feel unnaturally quiet, and commercial districts appear half dead even during hours that used to pulse with life. At street level, Shenzhen's decline is impossible to ignore. In areas like Beijing, once packed with factories, diners, and small businesses, shuttered storefronts now dominate the landscape. Wangpu transfer signs are everywhere, on mall corridors, along neighborhood streets, and pasted onto once profitable shops. In just a few minutes of walking, it is common to see 6 or 7 businesses closed back to back. Hair salons, barbecue joints, noodle shops, clothing stores, electronics stalls. Even multi-story malls are hollow from top to bottom, making it clear that what appears empty on the ground floor is only a small fraction of a much deeper collapse. The economic pressure is relentless. Monthly wages of around 4,000 yuan have become common, especially in service jobs such as food delivery. After rent, utilities, and basic food expenses, little remains. Delivery riders, once symbols of hustle and flexibility, now struggle to survive. Order volumes have dropped sharply, competition is brutal, and platforms impose increasingly strict rules. Riders report being forced to work late into the night just to earn enough for rent, while others sleep outdoors near transit hubs like Longhua Railway Station, conserving energy for the next day's work. Observers in Shenzhen describe 6 abnormal phenomena unfolding simultaneously. First, population inflows have reversed, with fewer migrants returning after holidays. Second, commercial districts once packed with consumers are now visibly cold. Third, housing prices, once considered untouchable, are falling continuously, while second-hand listings surge. Fourth, office buildings stand half empty as companies relocate or shut down. Fifth, wages continue to decline while job opportunities shrink. And sixth, even traditionally male-dominated survival jobs like food delivery now see increasing numbers of women, highlighting how widespread economic pressure has become. Behind these changes lies a deeper sense of anxiety. Small business owners cannot sleep. Supermarket operators, restaurant managers, appliance sellers all describe sleepless nights filled with calculations and fear. One former investor who poured millions into a hot pot restaurant watched it collapse within 2 years. Another property owner who once bought a shop for hundreds of thousands now struggles to rent it out for a fraction of the expected price. The common refrain is exhaustion, mental, emotional, and financial. If Shenzhen represents economic fatigue, Shanghai reflects something darker: disillusionment. Once celebrated as China's most international and vibrant city, Shanghai now feels hollowed out. On Friday nights, streets that once overflowed with people fall eerily quiet by 8:30 p.m. Shopping malls remain open, but customers are scarce. Restaurants close early, bars lack patrons, and even major commercial arteries feel subdued. Residents describe Shanghai's recent New Year's Eve as the bleakest in decades. Decorative lights failed to spark any sense of celebration. Foot traffic was thin, and businesses saw little improvement compared to ordinary days. In areas like Zhujiahui, Minhang District, and Inner Ring neighborhoods, massive malls sit half-empty on weekends, an unthinkable sight just a few years ago. The population shift is unmistakable. Official figures indicate a sharp decline in Shanghai's resident population, with millions leaving over a short period. Job losses, high rents, and shrinking opportunities are pushing people out. Many who once believed they could endure the city's costs now choose to leave entirely. Small and medium-sized enterprises, which make up the backbone of urban employment, are barely holding on. Even companies with revenues in the tens of millions are reporting losses, trapped between high labor costs, heavy taxes, expensive rent, and weakening demand. Entrepreneurs speak candidly about why they can no longer survive. Shanghai is simply too expensive. Hiring skilled labor requires salaries that small firms cannot sustain. Banks tighten credit, inventory piles up, and cash flow evaporates. To stay alive, some businesses slash prices, sacrificing profit just to keep orders coming. Others quietly shut down. What remains on the surface, bright office towers and polished branding, hides a reality of desperation behind closed doors. As Shanghai struggles, nearby cities in the Yangtze River Delta actively court fleeing businesses with incentives: free office space, subsidies, housing for employees, and direct cash transfers. The message is clear: Shanghai's dominance is no longer guaranteed. For many, the city has become a place that looks powerful but feels fragile, impressive in appearance yet exhausting in reality. Overlaying these economic stresses is a growing system of technological control that mirrors Beijing's approach. Smart cards with GPS tracking monitor workers' movements. AI cameras analyze posture, speed, and behavior. Sensors embedded in tools record whether a worker is standing, sitting, or resting. If data goes unrecorded for too long, wages are docked. Surveillance is no longer limited to public security. It has become a managerial philosophy. This convergence, economic decline paired with intensified control, has profound social consequences. People feel watched but unsupported, pressured but unrewarded. The traditional social contract, where hard work promised upward mobility, appears broken. In its place is a reality where effort no longer guarantees stability and obedience does not ensure security. What emerges across Beijing, Shenzhen, and Shanghai is not chaos in the explosive sense, but something quieter and perhaps more dangerous: widespread resignation mixed with simmering resentment. Streets empty not because life is comfortable, but because people have withdrawn. Shops close not from lack of ambition, but from lack of hope. Conversations online grow cautious, indirect, and fragmented as people learn what can and cannot be said. This is why many describe the current moment as one of social disorder, not marked by loud confrontation, but by erosion. Trust erodes, confidence erodes, the belief in a predictable future erodes. In that vacuum, abnormal phenomena multiply: empty cities, silent malls, exhausted workers, and technologies designed less to help than to control. China's great cities were once symbols of momentum and promise. Today, they feel like pressure chambers. As control tightens in Beijing, anomalies spread in Shenzhen, and dissatisfaction deepens in Shanghai, the question is no longer whether change is coming, but what form it will take, and how long society can endure the growing gap between appearance and reality. What makes this moment truly dangerous is not collapse itself, but the collective realization that the old promises no longer work. For decades, people were told, endure pressure today and tomorrow will be better. Work harder, obey more, sacrifice more, and prosperity will arrive. Now, in Beijing, Shenzhen, and Shanghai alike, that promise has visibly expired. What remains is control without reward, labor without security, and obedience without dignity. The tightening grip from the top has not restored confidence. It has accelerated fear. When surveillance expands while incomes shrink, people do not feel protected. They feel hunted. When artificial intelligence tracks fatigue instead of reducing workloads, technology becomes a whip, not a tool. When companies collapse overnight and workers are left unpaid, silence is no longer loyalty. It is paralysis. Society does not erupt because it cannot. It simmers because it must. In Shenzhen, the abnormalities are no longer isolated incidents. They form a pattern of decay. Empty streets, mass shop transfers, collapsing wages, and exhausted delivery workers are not temporary adjustments. They are warning signals. A city built on speed is now slowing to a crawl, and a city fueled by migrant ambition is watching that ambition drain away. When even Shenzhen cannot absorb labor or sustain growth, the illusion of endless urban opportunity is shattered. Shanghai's situation is even more symbolic. This was once the showcase city, the proof that the system worked. Today, its deserted malls, shuttered high streets, and fleeing population send a brutal message. If Shanghai cannot survive on image and scale, nowhere can. People are not leaving because they failed. They are leaving because staying no longer makes sense. High costs, shrinking demand, and relentless pressure have turned the city into a machine that consumes people faster than it rewards them. What we are witnessing is not chaos in the streets, but order hollowed out from within. The structure remains, but the spirit is gone. People still clock in, still scan cards, still follow rules, but belief has evaporated. This is the most unstable phase of any system, when compliance continues yet faith has died.
Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We will keep reporting on the COVID surge in China, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to get the latest videos. And thank you for tuning in.